feel like this is low. I do want those arms though.
Those are cool.
Yes, they was. They were super cool.
Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike and Diana, host of the One Life podcast,
I want the
believe
lower
that most
ones,
people don't know how to use their gifts
don't go
or
so
what
high
they
above
are.
the face.
Mike and Diana want you to see things from a
fix that.
different
Thank you, buddy.
perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast
kind
unites the world through art, fashion, music, and film. It inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities and creates an equal playing field for all. On the One Life podcast, they cover topics like building relationships, overcoming adversity, habits of healthy people, and much, much more. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number 1NELife. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the One Life Podcast. I am Mike Reed, and as always, I got my co-host, the lovely Diana from Socialholic, and we're in the building, you guys. And then in the lobby today, we have nobody. It's just us. So we heading up to the top floor, you guys, and we're gonna talk community talk today. Shoot, that's it. I don't have an opener. I don't have nobody to introduce.
Yeah.
It's just us. What's going on, Diana?
What's up?
I feel like I'm low right now. Is your mic on?
My mic's on.
Okay. Well, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
You tired? I know you just said you're tired.
I'm tired. I'm recuperating.
Last night was you said amazing?
It was amazing, but I'm tired.
It was amazing. But first, you know what? Actually, let's talk about what's going on in the AV this week.
This week, so tomorrow, Saturday the 30th, is that what it is? Oh my goodness, yes, 30th, end of July, is our Latin American Food Festival. It's going to be at the AV Fairgrounds in the Hunter Pavilion. It's presented by Amigos de la Feria. Oh my God, I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. But our good friend Andreas with Real Latin Bistro and International Event Pro, he's one of the members of the committee for that event. And there were 800 tickets, which have officially all sold out. So that's amazing. And
That is amazing.
9 countries that you get to experience different kinds of food. There's going to be entertainment, so samba dancers, stilt walkers, contortionists. I'm trying to sing, but we'll see if that happens. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 11. If you've got tickets, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. If you have not, there is a waiting list, so let me know, and I will try to get you some tickets. The next big thing that I'm really, really excited about, there's more events coming up that we'll talk about next week, but this one I really want to share is the Sip and Shop at Sassy Couture, which is scheduled for August 18th. It is presented by Abby's Rose Shop and Sassy Couture. And I get to be a model, so I'm really excited about that.
Hey.
I love Sassy Couture clothes. You know that. I'm always sharing them. But it's going to be really neat, a community event. So hope to see you guys there. Oh, and it starts at 6 p.m. Sassy Couture on 10th Street West.
Cool. That's dope. Is that only for women, though?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's no men clothing.
I know, but what if I wanted to shop for somebody special
Oh,
or
you know
something?
what?
You know?
I don't think that's a problem.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying I am, but for the guys out there that are married, have their significant others, you know.
Yeah, come out and get
They can
some.
go out.
I'm pretty sure. We're going to be modeling out different newer, like fall. I'm assuming fall styles and stuff like that. So
You're going to be modeling?
Yeah, I'm a model for the show. I'm
So
excited.
wait a minute. So as a show,
It's a fashion show.
at Sassy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said sip. So it's called
It's a
Sip and Shop.
fashion show at Sassy Couture.
Oh, so okay. So is anybody invited or just a woman's thing? That's what I'm saying.
I think it's everybody invited. I just invited everybody. I think so. It's a fashion show.
No, I mean because I want to go and support if it is. Like, but I don't want to.
RSVP. Let me double check on that because that is.
Because you guys been doing a lot of women things lately. That I'm seeing all the pictures.
You know, you gotta support it.
No, I'm not saying not support it, but like you guys been, you and Amanda and all the other ladies, business lady entrepreneurs out here in the Alamo Valley been doing a lot of women stuff.
So it says on the ad, join us for an evening of fashion, fun, sipping, and shopping. Sassy Couture will be hosting a fashion show to bring you the latest trends in clothing, Be the first to see the new unreleased items modeled by women all shapes and sizes. Shop the exclusive new releases this evening. Bring your girlfriends and enjoy an evening of retail therapy and a glass of wine. So I'm assuming it's just ladies, but hey, if guys, you want to buy something, I'm pretty sure that's not a problem.
She's not going to say no.
She's not going to say no. Don't be coming there just to watch the girls, though, okay? Don't be doing that.
Well, I mean, for, you know, those guys out there that are single.
That day is not the day for you.
It's not the day for you guys. Sorry. I'm trying my best right now to, like, open it up to you guys, but
we'll do
I'm
something
failing.
for either co-ed or maybe we'll do a guys thing. You know, you guys have cigar night at Zelda's. I mean,
First of all women are there as well. It's not just guys.
but it is a lot of guys, and all of you guys are not crazy about the women that have to sit there and yak.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay.
You said we're not crazy about the...
I mean, a bunch of girls sat there, we're talking, you guys are like...
No, but you know, no, honestly, that one night that the other Diana and
Oh, yeah.
Jess was out there.
It was cool.
And yeah, and Jess was smoking cigars and like it was cool conversation.
Oh, never mind. Maybe you guys should have a cool guys club or something.
Yeah. And then Jonathan was telling me Kiara, that's her name, Kiara's girl.
Kiara,
The other night at your other event, because that's the first time that it was actually at Zelda's. So I was telling her about Thursday night jazz and cigars, and she's into cigars.
Oh, cool. So then never
So
mind. Just kidding. It's all girls and
She
guys.
wants to go. It sucks that Jonathan has to work that night. So
I know. But she can come hang out with us.
yeah, so
That was a great night, too. So going back to Zelda's, Tuesday was our venue showcase at Zelda's for weddings and events. So it was really a lot of fun. We got to meet amazing people. We had the two violinists playing live.
and yeah, you know what? And I got to hear a piece of them, which
They're
was
amazing.
No, it wasn't. I actually felt like I was at a wedding event. It was so nice.
I know that they
I didn't get to-
actually, they want to now get them to come back for like just random events, Zelda's, because one of the owners, he really likes the violinist. So
No, it was nice. It was a nice mood setting, like background music. You know, I really love that.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I can go to a lounge or something like that, and it's really like, especially live music. I love live music. So I love Herbie with the jazz, and if they
Yes.
can have a night of violin, that's pretty dope. Like you know, you do a romantic dinner. you
yeah,
know.
Valentine's. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh, well, wait. I got to rethink all this.
Yeah, be quiet. You're talking on this podcast or what?
I don't care. Everybody know I don't sugarcoat nothing, so it's all good. I know I'm gonna get in trouble in a minute.
I'm gonna get a phone call in a couple hours.
But-
like Diana, no.
But no, that night was fun. Your event, first of all, it was really nice. You was nervous. I don't like it when you get nervous.
I know.
We need to talk about that because it's all about law of attraction.
Yo, and I hear you on that. So I'm speaking that into existence now that I am going to work on not allowing that negative energy. It's not really negative. It's just self-doubt. I don't want to feel that way. I want to just
Right.
speak. I want to just know that it's going to be amazing. And whatever happens, it's still amazing.
Right, but you know that's one of the things that blocks us. Because that video I sent you the other day, it talks about that. Like if you don't have a lot of money and you're manifesting like that you want money, but if you're feeling that self-doubt, that's what the universe is going to give back to you. Because
Like
that's
when you
what
look
you're
at your
feeling.
bank account and you're like, fuck. But
Yeah.
like, you know what? No, don't. Like I literally have been working on that meditation and that self-talking in the mirror and, you know, telling myself, you are the best. You know, like you have to be your own cheerleader. So
And you are, and that's why when you called me that morning, I was like, "Why you work?" Like, because your last event the week before was amazing at Zelda's, so it was like, "Why are you tripping?"
I'm a perfectionist, and
I
that's
get
another
it.
thing I have to work on. But I strive to, you know what it is. I'll be honest with you. A lot of those
I
vendors.
mean, you've been lying to me this whole time.
No, but I'm just saying the reason why I really get nervous. It's not even me personally that I'm concerned about. It's mainly because I had so many amazing vendors participating that are donating their time and service. And I want to know that that event's going to be worthwhile for them. Like they're going to either gain something from it as far as like a booking or connect with another vendor or something. I need to know that they feel like it was well worth their time. And so that's where I guess my nervous comes in is, are they happy? Or is it okay? You know, and things like that. And I just want it to look well. So for me, like Zelda's is really trying to get, you know, on the map for intimate events and things like that. And I really want them to have a good, you know, experience. And then all of my vendors. So that's why I was nervous. It really wasn't like, oh, my okay. It's, I know I enjoy what I do, and I truly am passionate about what I do. But it's just making sure that my people are taken care of.
All right, and that's normal. But it turned out to be an amazing night.
Yes.
Your event was amazing. People showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then
people from LA, dude, that was
yeah.
awesome.
See?
Tony and Posh, thank you.
Posh, is that a name?
Pasha.
Pasha. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty
cool
awesome.
people.
Yeah, I can't wait to go visit their studio.
Yeah, they have a great downtown LA studio. So.
All right. So then afterwards, we all hung out.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Shots.
Yeah, shout out to Big Shots. I don't even know the owner of Big Shots. I was just telling Angie, the bartender over there, because I was at Monday night. I keep calling it Monday Night Bites. It's just Monday Bites.
Monday Bites.
Monday Bites, and I met her at Big Shots a while ago, but we didn't really have a conversation. And but at Monday Bites, I was at with Angelo, and he knows her because he's at Big Shots a lot. So he introduced me to her, and we had a cool little about 2-hour conversation.
That's good.
And so I told her that, you know, next time I'm up there, if she ever see the bartender, not the bartender, the owner, you know, introduce me to him, because I like to meet the owners of all these establishments.
He's so, once in a while he'll chime in on I think it's like on a Facebook group, like the restaurants of the Antelope Valley or something. He'll chime in to like, hey, we're having this event, come through. I'm
not part of that group.
I don't know why.
Oh, because no one ever told me.
Just told you. So in my defense, I didn't know you weren't. So, but it's cool. I get to see all like the different restaurants, what they're doing and stuff. I mean, I try really hard to, well, you know, trying to support as much as I can. So if I see it on that page, I'll copy and paste it and put it on. Now that I'm assisting the AV Hispanic Chamber with their Instagram, I'm now trying really hard to push a lot of those events and any type of business posts to get support. So.
Okay, cool. So Saturday, well, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to, like I said, this conversation is going to be about community talk. Yeah. And I definitely want to talk about tomorrow's event. Like you just touched on, the Latin American Food Festival. But I also want to talk about last night.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
The LPN Hollywood, the Golden Years at the Sky Bar, the Badron Hotel. That was pretty awesome.
Shout out to Alejandro for that. You are amazing. I want to be like you and have events that big. It was so many people.
It was. Well, I mean, what, like 300-400 people?
Oh, at least.
At least, yeah. I mean, they packed that place out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like, I was surprised. And I used to do a lot of business mixers in Hollywood back in the day, and I'd never seen them that big.
Right.
But he packed that place out.
I mean, Orange County, we were doing, you know, wedding and event industry mixers, and maybe 200 was 250 maybe the max I've seen. Especially like we would do different venues and stuff, and when it was first starting out. So to see that many people all come together, it was a pretty amazing experience.
And I missed the
water show.
The water show.
I know.
When I saw that on the, I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn on my air in here because it's hot.
It's hot as hell, yo. What's that?
That hot.
I'm hot. And you know me. I hate the cold because I'm anemic.
It's 101 outside.
But it's hot in this house.
I mean, I'm turning it on. So back on.
No, it was an amazing event. I can't wait to go to more. I heard the Dia de los Muertos one was ginormous, and it was amazing. So I'm sad I missed that, but I definitely want to continue to support and keep going to them.
So I met a few cool people there.
Yeah.
The attorney guy, I forgot his name, and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm bad with names. I tell you guys that all the time. But the attorney guy and his wife, like, we had a great conversation. And he's actually starting a podcast in a couple of weeks, which is awesome. I can't wait to
There's a bunch of
hear.
attorneys there.
Yeah, well, Alejandro's an attorney, right?
Yeah.
So.
It was a lot of attorneys, a lot of creative directors, things like that. It was a pretty amazing experience to mingle and to see how all the industries kind of melt together. Anyways, like when I was like, oh, I'm an event planner, like, oh my God, that's awesome. We're looking for someone, or give me your information. I have an idea, things like that. And so I always preach that, you know, networking is a game changer. So. I never stray away from going to those as much as I can.
I mean, that's always how I built my business back in the day. just networking. It's always been out there. So.
Do you feel it's changed over the years?
Well, that was my first one last night in years.
Well, do you feel it was different than what you've ever experienced, or is it kind of similar? Like it just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember doing this.
It was a little different. Like I've never seen. Only thing that I'll tell you what. Only difference that I saw, because I've been to business mixers like that because it's Hollywood, so someone's always performing, right? Mm-hmm. You always have someone like got an album coming out or whatnot, and they'll perform or not. But I never saw the water show thing. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a different vibe. I think the theme thing was new. Like I never saw that before.
The Hollywood vibe.
Yeah, the like the lady that was dressed in Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
You had Elvis there.
You know, Elvis was Alejandro.
No.
Yeah, and he sang.
Oh, see, I missed that because we was on the top, and so I missed all the performances.
Well, we didn't miss it because we were on top. We missed it because we went to Ziggy's hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Because someone got hungry.
Well, we got there early. I mean, we started at 6 o'clock, and it wasn't going to be till like 1:30 in the morning. I knew all the alcohol, and I was like, got to eat. Because you remember a couple of weeks ago, I had that experience. I went out, and I was just so busy throughout the day, I forgot to eat. Mm-hmm. And I literally didn't eat nothing that whole day. And then that night I went out, and I was drinking like I had eaten, and I got tore up. It was such a rookie mistake.
Yeah. So
and then the next day, I was like, how the hell did I get this fucked up? Mm-hmm. And then it dawned on me. I was like, I didn't even fucking eat yesterday.
I was about to say, oh, did you get roofied? And then you're like, no, but I didn't eat. And I was like, oh.
No, yeah, I didn't eat. And so I was like, how the hell did I do that?
It's just, you're getting older and things happen. Just kidding.
Well, no, but I mean, I literally was going through the day, like shit was just happening so fast, and I was moving so fast. And that was my fault. But yeah, yesterday I didn't want to repeat that mistake. So I was like, and it was great because they didn't have food. So yeah, we had to go next door to get something to eat.
It was like mixed communication though, because someone said they were having food, and so we were waiting around, and then there was like no food. Yeah. And then like the closest food was like around the corner.
But I appreciate the service though.
Yes.
Because I had asked the lady who Lexi.
Lexi
is awesome. She has a great personality. Mm-hmm. But I do appreciate the other lady. I didn't get her name, but she updated me on the food, so we wasn't sitting there all night like waiting like, damn, where's our food? Okay. She came up to me, and she didn't have to. Like, she really just came up to me and was like, hey, I want to update you that there isn't no food, but you can go here, you can go there, So that was pretty cool that she took the time to do that. Yeah. But then, so we did go next door to Hotel Ziggy.
Yes.
That was pretty awesome. That hotel, me and Andreas was really admiring that place.
Did you guys walk around it? Because there's a whole like concert area. Like there's a stage.
Yeah, because they do live bands there.
Yeah.
So we
gotta go back
cool.
And like actually like
hang out,
before I drink and hang out and take pictures, because I missed a lot. Mm-hmm.
But no, even just the little area we was in, we were just sitting on the couch admiring, like, whoever designed that hotel really put some thought into it.
Oh, they were on some good shit.
Yeah. It was super cool. And then for them to even have a podcast right there in the restaurant. Like,
and I like
so
it
because
awesome. Different days is different podcasts.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I went on their page and stuff. I wanted to kind of do some research on where I just, did a podcast at. And that's how I got to see like the stage and stuff. But the whole place is a vibe, like you mentioned. And I would love to go back. And I think it's those like impulsive moments, or those just whatever happens kind of nights are so fun for me.
They are.
I love it. Like I would never, I don't know. I just want to keep doing that.
You know why it is? Because you have no expectations.
Yeah.
Like, so when you pop into places like that, like you had no expectations. No. So it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I love those moments. That's why I'm so spontaneous. Like when people, be like, hey, what do you want to do? I'll be like, let's go wherever, because it's just those spontaneous moments. You run into things like that.
Yeah.
And it is, and opposed to like trying to plan a night out and you have these expectations because you know how the place is. So I love being spontaneous and just like popping in places.
I have to drag my husband all the time because he's not very spontaneous, but I think once he gets to places, he's like, okay, cool, this is cool. And he appreciates it then. So I think that's why we make such a good couple, because I get him out of his element, out of his comfort zone. But that's the kind of stuff, like, I just want to be like, hey, let's go to Santa Barbara one day. And I'm like, he's like, what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's just get lost somewhere. I think that's awesome.
No, that is awesome. Santa Barbara is actually one of my day getaways, like because it's only an hour and a half from here.
Or Palm Springs.
I know that's
I want to
that
go to Palm
and that.
Springs too. I really do.
Both of
wanna
those
go to
places are
Palm
my
Springs.
getaways. Like I love just taking those day trips.
Yes, Palm Springs. Even San Diego, it's a little bit more than a day trip, but
So we did a podcast yesterday called "We Art the World," which is pretty dope. What was the guy's name? I'm bad with names.
well, it was a different name. But at the end, I heard Mark, so I'm gonna go with Mark because that's what his page said. Something Mark.
Okay.
But I think it was Mark. But yeah, he was so like his energy, right? Like you even felt like magnetic because you were like, I think you're like, go ask about the podcast.
Well, yeah, because when you walk in, you see that they have a podcast set up. But I wasn't sure if it was like a
Live.
real podcast, like they was really doing a podcast, or if it was just like
Picture or something.
yeah, just like the decor of the lobby.
I think what sold me on it was seeing all of his gear.
Yeah.
That's why I was like confused, and I was like, no, like I don't know, like, and then I know I was drinking, so part of that was kind of probably in my head when I was.
But nobody was sitting there when we got there, so
No.
that's why I said it was part of the decor and the ambiance.
And then
like,
he
oh, that
came
was kind of
out.
cool. But then he came out, yeah, and that's why you went over there and started talking to him. And it's cool that he,
that he didn't already have like a lineup. He was just like, yeah, you want to be on it? And I was like, okay. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, like of course.
Right. No, and he said, because that's when I was talking to him, he said he used to do another podcast, and so they just started this one like that week or last week.
Oh, cool.
So I have a feeling like that show is gonna be really like popular,
Oh, I
just because of the
absolutely so.
location.
And I like because he's definitely showcasing artists because
Right.
that's what it's about. Like, and it's all art form. It's not just painting or drawing. It's art in general, just speaking, and which I think is amazing. And they're really passionate about it. So I think it's gonna be great.
Okay, so okay, now it makes sense because I didn't go into the other room with the stage. Mm-hmm. So if a live band is performing there, and I'm assuming afterwards they do the podcast.
That'd
they
be
come
kind of
to,
cool.
With the people in the
Because
lobby.
there's
hanging
other
out by the bar.
podcast people that
Yeah.
go. So I'm not sure if it's what days or whatever, but I wonder. There's I sent you the link. There's a girl, three girls that have a podcast,
Oh, that's
and they talk
Yeah.
about women like relationships, issues, and things like that. How tough it is to be women. I think that's kind of where I gathered from their Instagram page, but. I think it was really cool. So I wonder, like you're saying, if there's a band playing, that they come after and talk to the podcast, like, hey, how did you feel?
Yeah, that's pretty
But
dope.
that whole space is art and creative,
Right.
So it all ties in.
So the women, do they do their podcast? I saw the link, but I haven't clicked on it yet. They do their podcast there as well?
I've only seen a few pictures of them, so I'm assuming yes that they have that that bitch don't kill my vibe or whatever. And she said there that she was doing a podcast. So I don't know. I didn't watch their podcast yet. I don't know if it took place there yet or if they're starting there. I just saw that they do different people, different podcasts at that location. That'd be
I'm
kinda
definitely gonna
cool,
go
'cause,
back.
we had someone else that reached out to us yesterday that might consider us doing it at their place
No.
because that whole background's similar. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Rio.
Oh.
He was like, I want that at mine.
But see, wait a minute. So he's saying,
He wants us to set up a podcast area in that area where the greenery and the light.
Yeah. That's funny because when you was doing your interview, right? We were sitting on the couch and I kind of mentioned that to him. But not at his place. I said, you know what? I have an idea, and I was telling Diana, and I was telling you this, I think a couple of weeks ago, is that when you do like your events, we should set up the podcast so we can talk to the business owners that come up that maybe don't have time to come and like hang out with us or whatever. Like it's just another lane and another avenue for them to get their stuff out there. And he was like, "Wow, that's a great idea." So I don't know if that's where that came from or if he was just
Maybe. Yeah. Because when you went up
But I
there
like
talking to me,
that.
he was like, we need to do that at Rio. And I was like, I could see it.
No, I know that is pretty dope. Do like that's good. We're gonna talk about that, Andreas. We're gonna talk about that. We have an idea because that would be dope.
Yeah.
I said that. See, I put it in the
Speaking in
universe.
existence.
So speaking of Andreas, because we talk about people too, you guys, and I'm gonna talk about Andreas.
Don't talk about his driving.
Why? Because we barely made it to the event yesterday.
That's how they drive in other countries.
Let me tell you guys something.
Don't drive with Andrea.
First, I thought Diana was the crazy driver, and I would never get in the car with her. And then Andreas drove yesterday to the event, and there was a high percentage that we wasn't going to make it to the event. I'm in the back seat, like trying not to pay attention. And this is why my daughter likes driving with me, or me in the passenger seat, not her mom, because I don't pay attention to my daughter. Like, I don't pay attention to what she's doing. I'm always on my phone, so I don't look, so I don't get nervous. Like, her mom gets super nervous when she drives. But I don't, because I don't pay attention. So last night, I was really trying to get on my phone. But whenever I'm in the back seat of a car I get car sick if I'm looking at my phone. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle to even look forward.
Sick or do I die? Which
one? It's like I
I
didn't know what to do, and I was struggling like with that so bad. I was having anxiety back there. Like, damn.
could tell. At some point, I heard him like,
yeah. I was like,
oh, he's having a hard time. I was like, poor Mike.
And then it made it worse because his car, he has one of those like in the rearview mirror.
Has a camera.
It's the camera. So you see everything that's coming behind you. So I'm seeing these cars flying down the freeway, and he's just cutting them off like it ain't nothing. Like, so it's like I got all these views in my head, and I'm like, oh my God, like we really might not make it to this event.
I was in the front seat, so I got the even more experience.
Yeah, it was like a roller coaster to you, bro.
It was a roller coaster. At some point, I was like, I went to grab the handle, and he's like, oh, that's not going to save you. And I was like, okay. He's like, you really need one on this side, too, so you can really hold on. I was like, yeah. I mean, that'd be great. You should install that.
That was an experience.
She relies on the car to beep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he really does. Like, I thought it was a joke when we first started talking about it. So you guys know, a lot of these cars, they have these
driver guidance or something.
Yeah, it's a driver guidance, but self-braking mechanism, right? So if you get too close to a car in front of you, the car stops automatically. He literally relies on that. Like,
he's probably
for real.
Getting a kick when he hears he's gonna get a kick out of this conversation.
No, hey, and Andreas, we love you, but yeah, you're not allowed to drive us to any events.
We'll drive you.
We'll drive you, yeah. So I drove home.
I have to get a chauffeur.
Yeah,
I don't like driving. I can drive. He can drive. That really limits who's driving.
Well, I'm driving from now on. I don't mind driving because I just want to get there and home safely. So I don't mind driving, you guys. So anytime we go places, I will drive.
Oh my God. But
it's funny. It was pretty funny, but we did get there safely. But I know you said they drive like that in Colombia.
Yeah, well, they drive like that for sure in Mexico.
Yeah, they do.
They drive crazy, and
that's why I don't take my car across the border when I go over there.
Yeah, anything goes.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Like you were saying that they drive both lanes. Yeah. Like they take up both lanes. So that's why he was doing that.
Even Costa Rica, it was crazy when we went to Costa Rica. They did that too, and just thinking about that because I remember we were being shuttled from the airport to the hotel, and I thought we were gonna die. And we were in the back seat, and the guy was like literally like, like he was in the wrong side of the road, and then he'd go past people, and I'm like, what the heck? And it was like nothing. Everybody did it. People like he would cut somebody off, and he'd wave at him like, thank you. And I'm like, well, at least they're nice about it. They're polite when they cut you off, but yeah. We're so sheltered here in America.
But the more I like analyze last night road trip, like he literally was driving. I mean, crazy, but it was like normal to him.
Yeah.
Because he was literally having a conversation with you, all calm and collective, and like just like it is nothing. Yeah. And I'm back there looking at y'all like, are they really having a conversation?
We were just chilling, and that's literally what it was.
Well, he was driving. He was driving fast, so that's rushing to me.
I guess I drive that way too.
Right, so that's why it's not rushing you, but it was rushing. Because even at one point,
like being on the road.
But at one point, I said, we're not in a rush to get there. It's all night event, like. Like we're not late.
But I want to get. I don't like to be in traffic. I want to either be moving or get to where I gotta go. So and everyone's like, "Well, you want to get there safely?" But I know I'm getting there. I drive good.
But you can't control traffic.
Bad.
So, like, I have patience in traffic because I can't control it, and I don't want to get into an accident and have to go through the whole insurance and all the BS that you got to go through.
I'm a leaver, but that's why I really don't go that.
But you know what though, downtown. Doing all that weaving, you literally don't get there no faster.
Yeah, like, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that's nothing.
5 minutes is a lot.
That's nothing. It's not worth the hours that you got to put into if you get into an accident,
That's true.
all the stress, the phone calls with the insurance people,
That's true.
you know, all that, getting a rental car, like, so that
I'm
5
always running
minutes
late, so.
is not worth it.
Sometimes I'm running late.
Okay. That's
a
a whole
thing.
nother show. We're
That's
gonna
a
talk about
thing
you
about
getting
that.
up. We really gonna have a
6 a.m. morning.
yes. We need to bring like a therapist on this show to talk about this. Because Diana really needs to get up at 5:30.
Oh God, that's worse than 6.
Like we really need to get.
I don't know. I really do. I really want to be that person that wakes up and it's like, oh, another day, yay!
But- and even-
I wake up, I'm like, "Ah."
But even the girl last night, the attorney's wife, she told you. She said she used to be like you.
I know.
And
She's
it's
beautiful.
It's like Abraham Hicks says in her videos that because you're not used to it.
Yeah, it's a routine.
Once you get used to it, then your body
I
will
tried
get
the
used
21
to it.
days. Like we did it when we were during the pandemic. We were working at the farm. We had to be there, I believe, at like 8. So we had to get up at like 6:30 to get ready. And I did it for like 3 months.
That's not 21 days.
I know, but I tried that whole 21-day challenge of doing it, and I did it, and then we went back to our old.
Okay, so about a few weeks ago, I had this conversation with Ayana, and like she was listening to something, one of our shows, and we talked about the 21 day, right? Because it takes 21 days to form a habit, and she was like, you know, that's a myth. And she sent me this video and this research on it where it really doesn't take 21 days to form a habit. But
How long does it take?
well, when you put a destination on it, then
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work. So my question, so I'm gonna ask you the question that I ask everybody now because I understood what she was saying, but that's why, like when I talk about the 21 day to form a habit, I say, what's the most important day of the 21 day?
Challenge?
Well, I'm not
What's the
saying
most
like
important
of the 21 days, what's the most important day?
First day.
No,
Why? 'Cause I did it. I started it.
no,
The last day?
nope.
The middle day?
The 22nd day.
Oh, see? You said 21.
Because I mean, think
get
about it.
I get you.
Think
'Cause
about
then that means you continued it past the 21 challenge.
Well,
get
no,
you.
think about it. It's because it was what I said at your event. When you do your 21 day, on the 22nd day, you do it again. Mm-hmm. So every 22nd day, you just do it again. Mm-hmm. It's a journey. It's no destination to where you stop and you're
right.
done. So that's what I'm saying. You don't put a goal on it. You don't put a time limit on it. Like, so on the 22nd day.
I just think people need to have that marker so that they feel like I reached something. I
Right.
accomplished it.
And that's what the marker
But you
is. So
keep
it's
living
something. It's something attainable, right? It's like how people say, break things down into small bites.
Yeah, because if it's too much, you're like, oh, forget
Yeah, because if you say,
it.
"Oh yeah, in 3 years you're gonna get it," people they're gonna lose confidence. They're not gonna want to do it. Like, oh my God, 3 years is a long time. But if you break it down into small increments, 21 days. Now, on the 22nd day,
I
do
think
it
I've
again,
improved
do it
though
again.
because a couple years ago you could have told me you need to get up early and I was like, oh hell no, that never happened. I'm a night person, but today I'm saying I want to try. So there's a growth and there's acknowledgement. I'm not in denial that I have an issue.
You just gotta do it.
I know.
It's easy.
I love sleep.
Come on, look, I didn't go to sleep last night till 3 a.m.
Yeah, me too.
and I was up at 6. Got to take my son to the dentist this morning. But I'm up and it's how, like the lady from last night, she said the same thing. Like, once you're used to it, your body literally just wakes up at 6 a.m. every day,
But
even
are
on
you
the
tired
weekends.
at night? Like, are you do you go to bed early then?
No, I go to bed at my normal time. Like last night, Tuesday night when we hung out, I didn't go to bed till like 2, and I got up at 6. I'm tired the next morning, right? But once I have my coffee, and if I get up at 6 and I have my coffee and I do my morning routine, by 9 o'clock, my body is moving like normal. But I am kind of dragging like 6, 7.
But you get up.
But I
You
get
just not
up and
staying in bed. I know I'm working on it.
No, I don't stay in bed. I literally get out of bed. You can't lay there. You gotta get
Doesn't
out.
count.
No. No, my alarm clock goes off, or sometimes my body wakes up literally, like I have my alarm set at 6 a.m. But sometimes I get up at 5:30, sometimes I get up at 5:45 because my body just automatically wakes up.
Kind of knows that.
Yeah.
Almost time to get up.
Yeah.
I'd be
And they even
mad.
got Casper,
on our schedule.
he's on it. Like, he would literally at 5:50, 5:55, like start tapping the bed.
Oh, I'd be mad. I got 5 minutes.
But even I get mad at him on the weekends. Because I would do it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't have to be nowhere.
Yeah.
But his body don't know it. My body don't know it.
Does he have to let him, you walk him to go potty, or does
Well,
he
no,
have
because,
doggy door?
at 6 a.m. he knows he goes out and pee. So that's why.
Either let him out.
Yeah, I got to let
Better
him
get a
out.
doggy door.
I know everybody keep telling me.
We have a doggy door, and then we have the gate. So
I have
that
safety issues.
the doggy door.
Yeah. I don't want nobody.
Someone climbing through there.
I live by myself. I don't want nobody to walk into my house.
Ain't nobody gonna be like, that's the house. We're gonna climb through that doggy door.
You never know. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I mean, okay, I have issues at night. Believe me, I close the doggy door, lock it, make sure everything's shut. But I don't have issues like during the day. First of all, my one dog will tear the face off somebody.
Oh, true, yeah.
So I don't worry about too much of it.
Yeah, I am nervous every time I go to your house.
Yeah.
Because I be imagining that one day he's just going to get out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a situation.
Well, the scary part, and that's why we put him in the office, because our bedroom door, he's learned how to maneuver the doorknob. So now my dog can open the door. So now we have to put him in the office because he can't do it to the office door.
But see, you shouldn't even be telling me that now. Now I'm like really nervous coming to your house.
No, visit is fine because we have him locked up. But like our bedroom door, I mean, well, you're not going to go to my bedroom door.
I know, but still, I don't want to be like in the office or in the living room or in the kitchen, and all of a sudden here come the killer. It's gonna be a situation. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna go down with a fight. He might win, but I'm gonna go down with a fight.
Well, if anything, I could put the muzzle on him so you'll feel safe.
Oh, shit. Anyway, so let's get back to the community talk because we talking about your dog.
Rabbit hold. Rabbit trail.
We were there because we was talking about Andreas. What's up, Andreas? No, but I want to talk more about the Latin American Food Festival tomorrow. I'm so excited about that. Andreas is excited too. I mean, we've seen the layout.
He's been working so hard. I'm very proud of you, Andres, because I've seen you're really just been out there and diligent in meetings and floor plans and entertainment. He was booking entertainment even as of till last night.
Last night, yeah, like at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
He literally was, yeah.
Like trying to get people out there because he really is about, providing an amazing experience. So I'm really excited. I love food. I keep talking about that. That's why I'm trying to go to the gym now. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not eating all day. I'm gonna save room in my stomach so I can try a little bit from all 9 countries. And
do you know the countries? Do you have a lineup?
He did. He said it was Brazil and Colombia and Mexico and it's all the Southern American, Chile. I mean, there's so many. I don't know, but like he said them really well last night. I can't copy. I don't even remember. But I know for sure Brazil because I like the way he says Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, he says it really the accent. And Mexico because I was like, is there Mexican food? He's like, oh, yeah. I was like, okay. I love me some Mexican food.
So that's not. Yeah, I'm really excited because and I'm like you. I don't plan on eating during the day. That's gonna be a lot of food.
I wonder if there's gonna be dessert though. I'm pretty sure.
There has to be.
I hope he has his empanadas. Have you guys had his empanadas at Rio? The sweet ones are amazing, but the beef ones are.
No, but you know what? I was just telling him yesterday that the other day they posted a video of their pupusa platter and steak platter, and I love pupusas. Am I saying that right?
Pupusas, yeah.
Yeah, I love them, and so I can't wait to actually have one of those.
I think they're homemade too from him.
Oh, really?
Which that's amazing because and I like I'm one of those like the cabbage slaw on it, and I just do cheese. I don't need all the beans or anything like that. I just do cheese pupusas with it. Now I'm gonna want some Salvadorian food.
No, there's this El Salvadorian restaurant in San Fernando, I believe, that one of my ex took me to because she introduced me to pupusas. And the first time I went, like it took like almost an hour and a half to get our food, so I was kind of irritated. But
when it came,
and she was explaining how they're freshly made in the back, like the wait is worth it at that point. 'Cause it's like, oh wow, this is amazing. But I used to get this. I think it was the spinach and cheese. That was my favorite.
Yeah, I have not had anything besides Rio.
Oh really? Yeah. This one
and
place.
like homemade from like some friends brought some, but like an actual restaurant has always been Rio.
Right. No, this restaurant in San Fernando is pretty good. But Rio's good. I've eaten there. I just haven't had this proposal yet. But I plan on having it. I hope he has it tomorrow.
I hope so too. Should ask him what he's gonna bring.
Shit. But anyway, that's tomorrow, 6 to 11 at the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Well, it's the Hunter Pavilion at the fairgrounds.
Where's that at?
It's off of Avenue I.
It's only one fairgrounds out here.
There's only one fairground.
I didn't know it was called the Hunter Pavilion.
That's just the building that it's in. So there's multiple buildings on the fairground.
I didn't know. I haven't been to the fairgrounds. Only been out here a few years, but I haven't been to the fairgrounds.
I think the last 2 years they've been canceled. So
Yeah.
I've only been to the fair. Did I go? I think I came before we moved out here. Actually, I think we came with Mike's family to the fair. And then I haven't went since either, but when I wanted to go, they canceled it because of COVID and all that crazy stuff. But the fair has already been planned for this year. It's like 2 weeks or something in August. So I'm looking forward to that too. I was going to announce that next week, but.
Okay. Because I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's going to be, tomorrow's going to be my first time at the fairgrounds, which
It's
I'm
really
kind of
cool
excited.
because they do a lot of different events. So like we went,
Right.
I took the girls, my assistants, to when they had an event there at the fair. I forget what it was called now, but it was like they had funnel cakes and churros and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah, I'm excited about tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. But anyways, congratulations, Andreas. Looking forward to it tomorrow. What else? What else you want to talk about? Let's talk. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? More community stuff. State of the city.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
AV Hispanic Chambers.
And it's all of them, actually. So it's the Antelope Valley Chamber of Commerce, the Antelope Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and the Black Chamber of Commerce. They all came together to put on this State of the City event.
Okay.
It's a luncheon, and basically just, to kind of hear more about what's going on in our town.
So I'm excited about that because I've never been to one. And as you know, I'm trying to get more involved into the community stuff. I don't really like politics, but I kind of want to get in there.
And honestly, the chamber I feel like as we go further, especially with the Hispanic chamber that, I'm a part of, we're trying to stay away from being in the politics world, supporting all, but mainly we are there for the businesses. We're there for our community businesses. So that's what our focus is. I know that Andres would back me up on that, is that we really want to focus on building our business community here. Politics always will take some type of, because we want the support of our, our congressmen and stuff like that. But like, we really, really want to push our businesses here. Right.
And so we kind of talked about that yesterday. I don't know if we can talk about it now, but his plan for 2023.
I mean, I'm not, we want to make sure that the biggest plan is to get more people involved in the Chamber of Commerce. So, and that's where we struggle right now, is there's not enough hands to make this a movement. Like, we need more people to be devoted to, not their whole life, but like sometime, a little bit of a couple hours a week or something, just to really help push it, whether it be supporting the ribbon cuttings of new businesses, whether it be, helping us at different events, supporting and building, fundraising and getting more memberships to join it, so we can really, really have this huge network.
Right.
That is all about helping each other.
Right. No, and that's why I was saying, like, we touched on that yesterday, and that's why I'm excited, because I love that. Like, and that's why, we do this podcast. Like, we don't get paid for this, like, but we just want to help and spotlight, the community and the small businesses and, all businesses, really. Yeah. And even, like, people in the community. Yeah. Like how we did Jonathan and Latifah. We have other people on our lineup. We have a long list, 'cause I know people keep saying they want to be on our show, and we have a long list.
I think a lot of it's availability too. Is I know August we're setting up spots for August, and a lot of people that are on our list that are like, I want to go, they're like, we want to wait until this is happening. We want to wait until our business is at this point or something. Right. So we're trying really hard to accommodate as many as we can. But honestly, like, we would want more people. Community people, businesses, small businesses. I mean, I think we're open to.
No, and I don't want to say too much, but mid-August, I do have a plan on where we can get more people on, but I just don't want to say too much until then. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, but I do want to, because right now we only do this show once a week. And I plan on, doing it, at least 2 or 3 times a week, just to get, more exposure out there and more people on. Because a lot of people have stories, and I always believe, like, you never know who you're going to touch, from your story.
That reel that you made, so many people were like, I have a story.
Right.
I want to tell my story. And I was like, oh, well, shit, yeah, like, come on, like, jump on the podcast with us. And I think a lot of people, and I heard this yesterday when I was telling a few of our new friends at that mixer that we have a podcast. Are like, I wouldn't know what to say. Like, how do you prepare for that? And I'm like, you don't. It's organic. Like, we literally might have a topic, depending on what your scope of business is, but honestly, I think it's fun organic. I like that when you say something and it kind of piques a thought or interest. I'm like, oh wait, how about that? So,
but you know, it's funny is because I was just telling somebody the other day. I was talking on the phone with somebody, and if you really think about our past few guests, they all said the same thing. Like, oh, I don't know if I have an hour's worth of conversation. It's like we really do. Like, especially when it's organic and you bring the right people on, because the last few people, like I know Latifah said it, Jeanette said it, Jonathan said it, and all three of those conversations went over an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
you actually have way too much to say. No, I'm just
right,
kidding.
like, I mean, no, literally, I literally had to cut the show, right? Like, hey, we running out of time, like,
sorry.
you know,
Till next time, we'll bring you back.
So yeah, people don't realize that time does go by fast, you know, because it's just three of us.
Your life and your story and your experiences, there's no way that it can be, you know, combined into an hour anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no flipping way. So just to get like the little touches and to get a little bit of a personal background, or just to kind of have that, I think it's important, because then it leaves you wanting more.
Right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, doing more of these shows and doing, you know, more conversations with people about stories, and, you know, to even have a open dialogue. Like I said, we're gonna get more people into calling in. I'm excited about one of our guests that's coming on. I think August 5th or 4th. I don't want to say who it is yet, but it's gonna be a great conversation. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the state of the city, to get more involved in that, in the chambers, and pretty excited. I am. I actually am. I'm really excited for next month. Next month is going to be pretty amazing going forward.
I'm excited because we are now in the planning stages of our installation gala for the chamber, which is set for March 3rd of 2023. And I can't really talk about the details, but it is. This year was amazing.
Next year's going to be
topping that. And then now that we have even more time to plan it, so there's no excuse, because last time we only had 3 months.
So that's through the chambers?
The Hispanic chambers,
right?
Yes,
so
the installation gala. So basically it's when we present our new board.
Okay.
Our new president, vice president, board of directors, and then any ambassadors that join in.
Okay. I'll probably be one of them. I know I am. I already put it out there.
Mm-hmm. For the universe.
So that's pretty dope. I can't wait for that either. So I want to talk about, because look, we talking like we almost running out of time too, but I want to touch on these 3 things real quick. I want to talk about Eventually Events.
Okay.
You know, what's your plans? Because Eventually Events has been pretty amazing this year, and, you know, what's your plans going forward, and how do you feel about it? And talk about Eventually Events. You don't get to talk about it. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, you don't get to talk about it. And it's pretty awesome what you do out here.
Baby. So, you know, we specialize in wedding and event planning, and, you know, I'm ordained. I also have another girl on my team that's ordained, so we can kind of double book some different weddings. Shout out to my girl Brittany. She's my lead coordinator, and she's actually the lead coordinator at the Hacienda Vallarmo. However, you know, I'm building the AV to have a solid team. My goal is because I don't plan on possibly living here forever. I do want to venture out, because I want to kind of go more towards, I miss my beach city, so maybe Ventura or something in that area. But I want to build a team there too. So I really want to have a solid team here, so that I have both kind of areas going, and we're just rocking those weddings and events and making sure, you know, everyone's taken care of. But I really am blessed to have a great team of girls that love, you know, what they do. They're passionate about weddings and events, and they're very good with clients. They're respectful. They know what they're doing, and I trained them well, and they've soaked it all in, and they go out there and do a good job. So that's kind of where I know for a fact I want to start opening other markets, other areas, LA area, you know, Ventura. But it still goes back to my passion is helping others. So I'm not sure yet where that puts me. I know I want my own venue one day. That's happening for sure. But I also, there's so many things I have other interest in. So eventually events will always be my priority, my baby, but I have all these little octopus legs everywhere else of things I want to do in my life. So I'm not really sure where do I want to I want to be a destination coordinator. Is that eventually events? I don't know. I don't know if that's something I do something separate or it's something that's still in that same umbrella.
I think it's still in the same umbrella. Because like even we was talking about how you want to get into the entertainment.
Yes.
You know, and coordinate their, like the Oscars or the
Yes.
Emmys. Like you
Yes.
want to, like and that's dreaming big. And that's why I always tell people you got to dream big. Like
It's got to scare you.
Exactly. And
But
that's
I would
pretty
have
dope.
no clue how to do that. I would take it in a heartbeat. If someone said, hey, I want you to plan the Oscars, welcoming gala or something, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. But
No,
I'm like, oh, fuck,
but you know
how
what?
do I do this? Google.
No, but and you know what? And that's like when you told me, my eyes got big because I been in entertainment all my life, and I know how like that space works. And dealing with you talking about an award show.
Oh yeah, there's
I mean, because
personalities to deal with.
right, because even like dealing on just one show, you're dealing with one or two actors that have an ego or whatever, right? But you're talking about a award show where you have to deal with all of them,
Hundreds and hundreds.
hundreds of them, like.
And some of them have their own rooms if they're presenting, right? They have to have their own rooms. They have to be perfect, and I know that too. And
No, and it's well, I can't
I can't drink that water.
I can't
need
drink
this-
that water. No, yeah, because they all have writers, right?
And
They all
that's
have different
too
writers.
cold. That's too hot.
But then it's like, well, she needs to go before me. I'm going last. I'm the star. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that ego too with timing?
Or why did you sit me here?
Why'd you sit me next to
Why
her?
is my glass
Yeah.
like that?
Like,
Yeah,
why am I
know,
not
get
over
it.
there with them?
Uh-huh.
It's so much stuff. Like, it's like, oh my God. I would never do that. So when you said that, I was like, wow, that is dreaming big. And that shit scared the fuck out of you.
It does, but I love I think the opportunity to design something like that, which is why like the new installation gala I am extremely excited about. The team that we have already that we've built so far, and we're still looking for more vendors, but the ones that we do have, the ideas that they've already brought to the table for this event and the theme of it, I am blown away. I just can't wait to see it all come together. But that's what excites me is I don't get to be the designer like I would like to be.
Right.
On the weddings, I'm more of a coordinator, so I kind of it's already designed. I personally love to create and design things. So, and those events when I get to do that, that's where my passion. That's where you see that big cheesy smile come out because I get to actually be creative, and that's where I want to go more towards. That's why I like Destination Wedding Coordinator. Can I plan the entire event? On the entertainment side, I can plan the entire event, make it look, and you walk in, you're like, oh shit, like this is amazing. That's what I want.
No, I mean, it's going to be dope. And if you can even, do a award show one day, I think that'll be awesome. Even though it scares me, but it would be awesome if you can get that one day. And
I will.
I know you will.
Something.
You
Maybe I'll
better.
make my own award show.
Right. So what's your I asked you this before. What's your tagline for Eventually Events?
Oh, gosh. So you asked me that, and I need to look on my email because I never say it, which is sad, right? Like you would think, let's see. Here is this one. It is,
Did I put you on the spot?
yeah, we create magical moments. Let us take care of your every detail so you can enjoy this special time in your life.
I love it. I love it. I need to have that written down over here. Because, no, you know what? Because Eventually Events has been great to the 1NELife podcast. Because, until we get our own studio, like we've been at Eventually Events, you opened up your doors, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Eventually
It's
Events.
funny because I didn't reset the office yesterday, and I had a details meeting with my client for September wedding, and they walked in, they're like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, I forgot. I was like, we can do a podcast in here, and I didn't reset it. I go, but just make yourself at home. So they were just chilling around the table, but it's fine. Like they're just like, oh, you do a podcast, and that kind of got us on that
Right.
subject. So,
And you definitely, because I know you said one day you want to do a podcast.
I do. I want to do a wedding podcast where two ways of it. I want to do one that talks about like tips and tricks to brides and clients planning an event. Like, what do you need to book first, in the first month of being engaged or whatever, what to consider. And then I also want to talk about like the wedding, like I don't know, like vendors, like what each vendor needs, you know, like the photographer. So one podcast be about, okay, when you're booking your photographer, these are the questions to ask. These are the things to look for. These are some red flags, and stuff like that. So I'm giving those tips to them, even though like I'm here as a coordinator and a planner, that if you just booked me, I would handle it for you. But obviously there's some brides that really like to be DIY and they want to do everything themselves. That's fine. You know, if you're built like that and you can handle that type of stress, planning a wedding is like a full-time job. So, you know, it's hours and hours and hours of doing it. And if, you know, you've never planned a wedding before, no one is to expect you to be, you know, in the know-all. So it's nice having someone like a professional to help you. But if you want to do it yourself, here are some ideas to or tips to think and consider. That's kind of what. But I really want to be like the bride's, you know, best friend to talk to. Like if we were just girlfriends and be like, what are some questions that you had, or even pull past brides and be like, what would have helped you, or what were something that you didn't think about and you wish that you would have. I know videography is one of the number one regrets of not having, is having a videographer at their wedding. A professional videographer, right. Someone to capture it on video, because that day goes by so fast. Yeah. And you get to relive it, or, you know, as many times as you want if you have a video of it.
Well, yeah, especially now that, you know, social media and everything is video, like, because you can actually, you know, tell a story, you know, through a video. So.
Oh, yeah. That's why I do that for my clients, even if they have a professional videographer and photographer. If I'm there the day of, I'm taking pictures, and my girls do the same thing. So, you know, my girls are trained to get behind the scenes. We call it Get BTS. And so I create a little reel at the end of the wedding or the next day, so that until they get those, you know, professional photos back or that video back, which takes time. Photos can take up to 4 months. Videos, kind of the same thing, if not longer, because they're making a movie. At least you get a snippet of what your day was. Because if you're like me, I don't remember half of what happened. I know that I got married, and that was all. I remember until I saw the pictures for the ceremony, I had no idea how the ceremony looked. I don't remember walking out. I just remember my husband. I just remember seeing him there, and I was smiling, and I'm sure he was smiling. That's the only person I saw.
You sure he was smiling?
He was smiling, because all I saw was just like him there, and I guess, you know, silhouette. I don't remember who was sitting in chairs. I don't remember how the chairs looked. I don't even know if the flowers were decorated were like the way I wanted it. I don't know. Did not even cross my mind. So had I had someone doing that for me, it would have been so good. I just feel like it would have been more memorable between the time that I had the wedding and I got the pictures in the video.
Cool. How long you been married?
Oh my God, 5 years. Yeah.
5? Yeah. So on your 10th year anniversary to do another wedding.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been saying this for a while. Like, when we get our renewal, I'm gonna do it all over, and I'm gonna do destination. I think I want to go to Greece. I want to see those blue waters and those white buildings. That's just like a dream of mine. So obviously it'll be more intimate.
Right.
Because not everybody's gonna want to go to Greece.
Yeah, but they could.
I figure like 25 people.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get an invite to the Greece wedding.
We'll see.
So yeah, anyways, so I just kind of want to talk about our businesses. I want to talk about the Hollywood Workroom.
What's up?
Because the Hollywood Workroom with Carlos and I, a lot of people don't know what it is. I mean, I know a lot of people, we tag the Hollywood Workroom in a lot of our stuff and our social media stuff. But, you know, we are a creative agency where we're bringing creative projects to life. You know, Carlos and I have been in the business over 30 years, combined over 60-some years. And we just believe content, like, he's a great story writer, great visionary story writer. You know, he's an Emmy Award-winning writer. So he knows how to put a story together. And through media and film is just what we do. So, you know, our whole objective, you know, especially coming out here to the AV, because I think there's a few people out here that think we came out here and we were stepping on some toes. And I don't want anybody to think that, because we're really in a whole different lane. Yeah. Like, we're not in competition with nobody, because we literally want to work with everybody, like how we work with Nikki. Like, whenever we do stuff, it's, Nikki, you're available? even though we got our own cameras and equipment, we can shoot everything, but that's not what we're trying to do. Like, we're trying to really work with the community, and our main objective is to tell a story.
Absolutely.
Like, and for me, and like, I don't want to put nobody down, so I got to be careful what I say here because I don't want to offend nobody. Because I've been in the business for so long and I'm old school. So for me, nowadays, everybody thinks, and this is just how can I put this? I have a client up on the East Coast, and they do a show. And people nowadays think they can just pick up a phone or a camera and they can have like a show, right? And it's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Like, because I think YouTube, which I love YouTube, I love that they have this space for people to be creative, because I'm a creator at heart, right? And that's my background, just being creative. So I love that they have that space, but I think it was a misconception that anybody can do this. Like, because you see YouTube videos, you see these kids making millions of dollars and all they have is their phone, right? And there's not really no production behind it, which is great because it's still creative. However, there's still a lot of work that goes behind that scene to even make something like that happen. And people just think that someone grabbed their phone and they just shot it. And it's like, no, it's way more so.
I've seen Nikki, she uses her phone, but then like I do the same thing. I'm like, I use my phone and it does not look
like what hers, right?
Because she goes into his editing and she does all these changing and doing this. And I'm like, and then I get the video back from her phone. I'm like, how the hell did you do this?
Right.
So, it takes talent, it takes knowledge, it takes experience.
Right. And that's my point, experience. Nikki has experience. Yeah. Nikki has a great creative eye. Now, I'm pretty sure, now I forgot how long Nikki been doing this, but I'm pretty sure the work she did today or yesterday did not look like when she first started. Like, it took experience. It took like move. Like, I actually watched Nikki work. Like, how even like moves. How she moves. Like, even like last Tuesday at Zelda's when she was just having her phone and how she's moving, and she's real steady with it. Like her movements are like if you was on a steady cam,
like a gimbal or something.
Yeah, gimbal. Yeah, like she's real steady with it. And I was watching. I know this sounds crazy, but I like.
You're observant.
I'm observant, but I'm also like details. And I loved the way how she just lifted up one of her foots, and it was just like a slow motion. And that's how she gets her steady shots.
Yeah.
Like, so I was looking at her techniques.
Yeah.
So I was paying attention to that on Tuesday, and I was like, wow, that's why she's so amazing. But
I
someone
try to
that
emulate
just
her all the time, like,
right, somebody that just picks up a phone is not going to know how to do that, right? So, but that's why. So, I mean, anyways, back to my whole point of it is, like, I love working with Nikki. Shout out to Nikki. I love working with everybody out here. And, my objective and Carlos' objective is to really just, brings people's story to life, because it's more than, like I said, just picking up a phone or a camera. It's more than just having like a studio space and just shooting stuff, because, you really have the whole world. Like we're in my house right now. We be in your office shooting a podcast, but it's not really about the space you're in. It's the story, it's the content. It's this,
I mean, I'm also a designer. So like when, you get your office very soon, obviously we're going to make it look amazing.
Right.
But that's not what people are there to hear. Like, they're not there to make sure, is his podcast looking like legit? They're there to hear the stories, right. Like you said. They're there to get, to know whoever we're talking to, or even listen to us. I just like things that look nice.
But you know what? But see, even like that, right? So let's go back to Tuesday at Zelda's, at your wedding event event last Tuesday at Zelda's.
The showcase.
The showcase. I've been in that room before, because the week prior, like, you didn't touch nothing, right?
No.
You didn't touch.
I just moved stuff.
You just moved, right? You just moved stuff around.
But everything with all the furniture was still there.
You didn't really touch nothing, right? But last Tuesday, you made that room yours, and you can walk in and tell the difference. And when I first walked in, I was like, "Oh, wow!" Like, I said something about the table. I was like, "Wow, who did the table?" Like, so it was more than just someone putting a table in there with plates and candles on the table. Like, it was your experience. It was your vision. It was your creativity.
Can I be honest with you? That was a very last minute decision what I did there.
But you got you're so experienced in it. It made it look like you put some thought and effort into it.
No, I literally ran home an hour before the event and grabbed the chandeliers. 'Cause I really didn't. See, my thing is how I am. I can't plan that. Like, I mean, to an extent, you know, if I'm doing a big gig, obviously for something else. But for me, like, when I'm having other vendors participate in an event, I don't micromanage those other vendors. I mean, I give them like, this is what my vision is. This is what I want. These are the colors. This is what I would like to see, and then I let them run with it because I feel like I'm asking you as a professional. I don't need to be up your ass like, did you do this, and are you getting that? And I trust you. After I see it come together, if I feel there's something that's missing, I'll fill the void. And typically, I have a lot of stuff in my inventory. I don't really talk about my inventory. I don't really publish it. I should rent them out, but I just don't have time. So when I see something that, I need something there, good. All right, let me grab what I need to get, and I come back. So really that whole like sculpture piece of, you know, dried palms, and that was a last minute decision, which I ended up falling in love with. Like just seeing it. And I was like, oh, this is odd.
Right, but you wouldn't have created that your first day of being in an event.
No. But I honestly have been doing, gosh, you can ask my grandma. As a child, I was changing my room around every week. It was new things. I made things out of things you would never like even think about. And especially being on a family on a budget, I had to work with what I had. You know, spray paint was my best friend. And so I've learned to be that way. So like when people say, come to my house, decorate, I typically don't need to buy nothing at first. I typically will take what you have first, feel how I want it, and be like, okay, we probably should get this, this, and this. And that way, you know, it's more of a budget-friendly, you know, makeover. Can I do that whole go to, like, you know, different places in design? Of course. I've done a whole house out of college. When I got my interior design degree, I did a whole entire house. Brand new everything, pictures, furniture. The guy was like, whatever you want me to do, I'll pay for it. So that was an amazing opportunity, too, as well. But I truly love taking old and making it look new, or changing what it is. Like, you know, if you think it's a bowl, now it's a vase, you know, whatever. Things like that. Like you see those dollar store, you know, hacks, you know, that's something I like to do. Like grab some textured spray paint and making things look like it's stone and it's plastic, you know, things like that. So that always intrigues me. And that's why I think like these kind of last minute decor designs end up being the best, because I wasn't overthinking it and literally just threw it together. And I was like, oh, shit, that looks actually pretty awesome. But I get what you're saying. It took years of experience.
Yeah, I mean, you can put on an event tonight if you really wanted to. If someone said, "Hey, Diana, I need your help. Can you come and help me decorate something?"
Yeah,
right?
decorating.
Like you can
absolutely
put that together with your eyes closed.
Oh yeah,
right. So that's my point. Like, so what Carlos and I do with the Hollywood Workroom is we just bring that experience to people's projects, to people's brands, and that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're trying to create. We're thinking about doing a seminar out here. For a lot of, because like when I first came out here, like I was working with DJ Crazy K, and I know like him and Craigie C, they do artist showcase, and I know they got one coming up too. I don't know if you
at the King Bar.
Is that the King Bar?
I know they have something at the King Bar tomorrow. I don't know what it is, but it's before the food event, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to make it. Right,
but he's doing. I saw something on his IG where he's doing another artist showcase. Where
like an open mic or
yeah.
more?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of. I don't know if we want to call it an open mic, but it's a showcase of future artists, and they pay, and you know they have a panel. So it's typically him, Crazy K, and I think Mike. I think his name's Mike.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, and they do a panel, and then they let you perform, and then they they critique you and give you some notes or whatever. So I think that's what they're doing. I don't know if it's tomorrow but I know it's coming up. But we kind of want to do something similar to that, where it's a showcase on businesses and to tell your story, because everybody's business is a brand. So if you get your story out there, like with campaigns and stuff like that, you got to kind of like tell the story of your brand, and that's what really works. And if you watch any type of commercial, that's what they're doing. They're telling the story about the brand. So that's kind of what we want to bring out here. Cool. And because there's so many talented people out here, but they missing the how-to. I've met so many talented people out here in the AV, and so we kind of want to help them and help everybody. Cool. Just kind of level everybody up. And like I've been having conversations with Nikki. Nikki is so talented. Like she needs to be in movies and TVs. Seriously, she has a great eye. And so me and her had that conversation. So I want to see her one day, or her name in credits one day, and I think she would definitely get there.
Oh, that'd be really nice.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Love you, Nikki.
So, but anyway, so that's what we're trying to do with the Hollywood Workroom. So stay tuned to that. That's coming in the next, few weeks to a month. We're really going to be pushing that and maybe doing a workshop or something out here.
Cool.
We're going to be doing that. And then Socialholic.
Woo!
Still working on Socialholic. Commercial, real. But like you mentioned earlier, that takes time. Because you got to do coloring, you got to do music. Like we're working on the music.
Yes. That's the coolest part, that we're actually really putting a lot of our own personal sweat, blood, and tears into it, our own, little, touches into it. So we got to make some music for the
oh, yeah. What was that, last week or the week before?
2 weeks ago.
Me, you, and Mike. And it's crazy because, I went over to you guys' house, and I literally went over there just to listen to Mike's, because like how you always mention, he has like all these laptops with music on it. So I was like, okay, we need a soundtrack, some scoring for the film. So I went over there to listen to some music, and he played some stuff, but we ended up making a track, which is pretty dope. It's pretty cool. I love it, actually. It came out pretty nice. That's
how we do, though. Like, when not every time he makes a song, but there's a lot of times that we'll just be sitting there and he'll do something. I'm like, oh, that's good. You should add something like this. And then he'll add something. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So and a lot of his beats are just like, or he'll do like, a couple of different, I forget what they're called, but like the lines. And then he'll be like, what am I missing? And I'll come and I'll listen. And I'm like, oh, you need to add. So it's a lot of fun when I get to be a part of his journey on that. And then the fact that we got to do it together, and it's for Socialholic, it made it even more special. Right.
Yeah. So it's pretty dope. I'm excited about it. And we do have an editor. So a real professional editor. Carlos and I edit, but we actually have someone, like, we don't get into coloring. Coloring is a whole nother beast. People that don't know about editing, like, coloring is a beast. It's a monster. Like, I don't even, that's why I've never gotten into coloring, because I don't have the patience for that. Yeah. So we actually have somebody working on it right now.
That's cool.
And so we should have it.
When do I get to see the whole thing?
In the next couple of weeks. We actually have some dates, like, the next couple of weeks, it should be a rough edit. Cool. And like me, you, and him just kind of sit down and go over some notes on it and kind of shape it from there.
All right. I'm excited.
So I'm excited
about it. I saw the little
it.
snip, like 15 seconds, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, and that was like, that's amazing. How can we add more to that? Like, there's so much it's already amazing by itself.
Yeah, but I'm excited because I can't wait for the community and the businesses like Rio, Andre and Rio's, Raina over at Fusion, Chris at Don Sal's. I want everybody that participated in this to see it. And I want other businesses to see it, because that's what we're trying to bring out here.
Sassy.
Sassy. That's right. Amanda over at Sassy. Like, I can't wait for them to see it. So, because like right now, I know, like, they can't see our vision.
No.
So I know
but
they waiting.
That's why you are who you are. That's why, like, we all have our lanes, and I'm a very visual person too. That's why I'm really good at being creative with weddings and stuff. But not everybody can see it,
Right.
Like, and that's the cool part, is they have no expectation, though.
They don't.
Which is cool.
Right. And that's one of the things that I love. Like, once they see it, they're like, oh, shit, that's what y'all was working on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And they'll be like, that's not how it looked when you guys were doing it. So to see how it, obviously you see that with Nikki's video. Like, you're like, what the hell? How'd you get that? It's the same thing, so.
So, yeah. But that's why it takes so long, because it's not, and again, it goes back to, like, everybody thinks they can just pick up something and do it, and it's like, no, this takes time. Like, it literally takes time and long, like, months to do.
Usually like a year. I mean, if you think about it, movies are made 2-3 years before they even come out, and then they come out, and you're like, oh my god, and you're like,
come on, Avatar took them 15 years to make Avatar.
Oh shit!
People don't realize that shit. It took them 15 years to make it.
That.
Yeah,
I was
like,
that. That means they didn't see their money for a while.
Yeah, and that's because. It takes a long time to do an animation movie like that, with all the special effects. Yeah. So, like, you got to think about it, like, the 5th year in, technology changed. So, they're like, oh, we can make this better. So now we got to change it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of really pushed into it.
Technology is evolving. Oh, my
Technology
God.
is always evolving. So, yeah. So
that's cool. And then are they coming out with another one? So I wonder if that was another 15.
I don't know how long it took them to do that one, but I did read somewhere where the creator was saying it's going to be 3.5 hours long.
Oh my god!
And he said, no, and he literally said this. He said, people should not complain because my sons sit in the room and binge watch stuff for 5 hours. So 3.5 hours ain't nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
But that's crazy, like how filmmakers are now thinking about that. Like, well, you can binge watch for 5 hours, 7 hours. Why this film can't be 3 hours or 4 hours?
I think because it's in a theater. Or if it's at home, I can binge watch. I can pause it and go get me something to eat, use the restroom. I'm not missing anything. And then I come back and I'm like, all right.
Yes.
That's the difference. Because I binge watch and I'm guilty of that too. But then you tell me it's a 3 hour movie. I'm like, holy shit, I got to be sitting in oh my God. Well, hopefully they have an intermission.
Right.
I think the intermission.
But he says it's going to be 3.5 hours.
I could do it. I mean, I don't know. Some people, like my husband, fall asleep the first 15 minutes.
Most theaters now have the reclining chairs, so that makes it better.
I would want to go to like a theater that serves you food and drinks.
Yeah.
That I could just be like, please get me this. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Well, I only go to the IMAX ones that do that. Like, I got so spoiled. Like, I can't go to a regular theater and sit in the regular seats now. Can't do that.
He's like, do they even exist?
Yeah.
No, but they have the ones that have they move with you when the things are shaking.
Oh.
Virtual reality, not virtual reality, but they actually, like, if the ship's moving,
like the at the amusement parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we were gonna watch Top Gun. We went to go see them. They said, "Oh, do you want to do it in this or that?" And I was like, I get car sick. So I was like, "Oh no." I was like, I don't know how that's gonna be. And then you know how Tom Cruise goes upside. I was like, oh, I know I'm not gonna go upside down, but I can only imagine how much it shakes.
Just the shaking, like
my son was like, yeah, and I was like, no. So yeah.
That's cool, yeah. So
I'm so excited though. Social Hawks coming, guys. Woo,
yeah, it's coming, and I can't wait to see it either. But anyway, so yeah, that's our community talk, y'all, and like we're an hour and 15 into this now.
Oops.
So we're gonna cut
Hope
this
you were
short.
stuck with us through it because there's a lot of good nuggets in here.
No, it is, and we want to shout out everybody that's been so supportive to us. Andreas.
God, I don't even know if we can shout them out because there's so many.
Yeah, so many people.
Got S'mores and More. Melissa, thank you. You're always there, always giving us good comments, good feedback.
Yes.
Amanda, Raina, Luce.
Shout out to Luce.
I just can't name all of you. You know who you are. Thank you so much. And again, if you are watching this and you're like, I want to go on the podcast, but I don't have nothing to say, just come on and let's do community talk with us. Like maybe you know something going on and we can hang out. So
no, absolutely. And again, like I always tell people, you never know, what word, what story, or just giving someone a thought could do in their lives. Like you never know what you say, like can change someone's lives. Mm-hmm. And it's not even about if you come on tomorrow and we talk tomorrow, like, because obviously this is going to be online, and once something's online, it's on there forever. So someone going to listen to our story in 5 years from now, a year from now, and it might help them. Mm-hmm. Like, you just never know. And it's crazy because Mel Robbins, one of my favorite motivational speakers, she just released a video like 2 weeks ago saying that. She was like, your story matters because it's someone going through what you went through when you made it, and they need that inspiration to hear from you.
History books.
Huh?
That's why there's history books.
Exactly.
So I hope to go down in history.
Yes, so we're making history, you guys. So if you have a story, you just never know when your story can help somebody, even if it's one person. Like, that matters. I mean, to me, that matters. Mm-hmm. That's why I do what I do. That's why I love talking to people and having these conversations, because I just never know. One word might just spark something, and that's the passion for me. That's the win for me. Anyways.
Down to the lobby.
We're going down to the lobby, you guys. Thank you guys for joining the 1NELife podcast. And if you guys want to call in, you guys don't have to come out. If you're far away, wherever in a different country, different state or whatnot, you can call in. The number is 747-999-8021. Again, 747-999-8021. And as always, follow us on IG. My IG handle is 1NELife Brand. Diana's is Socialholic TV. Follow Eventually Events.
Yes, please.
What is your handle? Is it just Eventually Events?
Eventually Events.
Yeah, just add Eventually Events. Go follow her on there. Do you give out your personal one? No, you don't want people following you. They don't want to see the other side, Diana.
It's just two different sides. You like Socialholic and Eventually Events. I think that's the best one.
All right, there you go, you guys. Yeah, because it's crazy because even though I tag my personal one, my Mike Here Production, I get so many requests, but it's private because I have my kids' stuff on there. So it's blocked, it's private. But so many people from One Life and Socialholic, they see it, yeah. So they click on it and they request it. And I'm sorry because I don't accept them because I need to keep it separate. But it's all good. I still love you guys. But anyways, we out of here. Thank you guys again. And till next week, we out of here and we're going to have some good food tomorrow.
Heck yeah. Hope to see you there.
All right, y'all.
Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike and Diana, host of the One Life podcast, believe that most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike and Diana want you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast unites the world through art, fashion, music, and film. It inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities and creates an equal playing field for all. On the One Life podcast, they cover topics like building relationships, overcoming adversity, habits of healthy people, and much, much more. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number 1NELife. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.